Stop zipping things in front of the microphone. Are we ready? Are we ready?
We are ready.
Okay. We went. Fuck. You just threw me all out of whack.
So we went
to the movies
again.
again.
To the movies again. We saw New Mutants.
That's it.
Is that live track?
No, it's the intro.
the
Intro sound.
He's the only one with headphones on today. This is a three-man pod.
Three-man pod. Before we start anything, I just want to take a second to say rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. We were in the movies when we got the...
We were sitting down right before the movie started.
Yeah.
And we got like notifications that like his passing from colon cancer.
Insane. And to hear the battle that this guy had to go through without anybody knowing.
Yeah. He was filming movies left and right with
for 4 years, doing all the interviews, the red carpet events, everything that he had to go through, and nobody had any idea that he was fighting with colon cancer. So at the age of 43, we want to take a second to pay homage to Chadwick Boseman.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Rest in power, King.
Rest in power.
Same day as Jackie Robinson.
It's Jackie Robinson Day. Yeah. He played Jackie Robinson in 42.
Yo, 2020.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. Fucking sucks, man. Wakanda forever. So, starting, we can. You want to take a second?
Well, I know we were gonna not talk spoilers for New Mutants.
Yeah. Should we just go right into spoilers?
No, but do you want to give your initial impressions? Because speaking of sucked, I personally...
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
What's the happiest with this movie? I feel like this gets into some of the talk of how much did Disney try to do things to this movie.
Let's do it like this instead, because I hate the rating, the normal rating system. Give me A through F. I think A through F is a better rating system than numbers.
I give it a C.
Okay.
Definitely had great visuals.
Yeah.
Some of the performances were good.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't blame all like the writing on the actors. Some of the actors did pretty good with what
I
they
agree.
had.
Yeah.
But the writing I felt was really flat.
Yes,
It wasn't
I
bad.
I agree.
It was just really flat. And then it felt obvious that it almost felt like 3 different movies were happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And what I thought New Mutants was going to be, like when we first saw New Mutants and the first trailers, definitely had this like horror vibe to it. And there were elements of it that were in the movie, but it didn't
hit it.
Didn't hit. And I was like,
I mean, going in,
I wish they wouldn't let it happen.
I had like the lowest expectations. So
What's your grade?
I was fine with the movie. I think I give it a C minus. It's not. It wasn't like wow, you have to go and watch it. But my expectations were so low, so I thought it was okay. I had fun watching it. I mean, it's probably has to do with that we haven't been to the movies in a long time.
That's very true. The bar is low now. It's very true. But I think I would give it a C plus.
So we're all in that same range.
In the same range. I think the reason, like how you said, it felt like several movies in one, because we know that Fox had their idea for the movie and it was pretty much done, and then the Fox Disney deal went, and Disney was like, we can't do that. So they shot like 70%. They reshot like 70% of the film or something like that.
Yeah.
So
a big portion.
You could tell that like this much was Fox, this much was Disney, and then this much was like trying to mesh the 2 together to make a third one.
They pushed it like 4 or 5 times. I
mean,
the last 2 times was due to COVID.
It was supposed to come out on fucking Hulu.
Stuff. Yeah. But I think that kind of is one of the talking points for the movie, where it's like, all right, we all love Disney.
Yeah.
But I feel like we should also be aware that they have their own plans.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't want other people to be like, it was their idea.
Exactly.
So they were like, hey, they went in and they were like, yeah, we got some ideas for this.
We know how to make this better.
We know how to make this better. And then it was like, I don't. So did they have a different director as well?
I think
Josh
Boone was it from the beginning, because he was the writer. Yeah, he was the writer and director
from the beginning.
Yeah, he was in from the beginning.
I got issues with him then.
It's well, yeah, but here's the thing. So, I guess I'll say this is the first question I'll ask. do you think that the concept of New Mutants, do you think it would have been better if it was 100% Fox or 100% Disney?
I don't necessarily know if 100% one way or another. I guess maybe 100% Fox. If what the first trailer for New Mutants, when that came out, I felt like if that was kind of the direction of the entire movie,
I think so too.
I would have been very interested to see that.
Same.
Because the way it was marketed was definitely a certain way, and a lot of people were looking at it and going, "Huh, what? This is supposed to be like a comic book movie, but it doesn't. It's not. It looks like like fall time, like darker
type
horror
of
vibes kind of thing." And then I felt like when it got pushed back,
Fall Guys.
Yeah. When it got pushed back and all these reshoots and things are happening, the marketing changed
100%.
Yeah.
And
As soon as Disney got their hands on it.
And I guess I can surmise that possibly that's also a shift in direction for the entire movie.
I would say so, yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. We can't say for sure. It's all speculation.
Yeah, there's no way. And there's no way either side will come out and say that this much was this much was that.
Yeah.
This is not one where there's like, Snyder cut. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to get that.
We're not going to get the Josh Boone cut of this movie.
We're not going to get the Boone cut.
Yeah.
It's just like, is what it is.
If those shots still even exist, like
we don't
Disney
know.
probably deleted them.
We don't know.
What do you think?
I mean, I thought it was I didn't like the way it was shot. I thought it was just all very
I guess
from the previous trailer.
generic.
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's
like
good.
compared to other like Marvel movies like Fox.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I had this same.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of action like you.
Yeah, well, I don't think that was the purpose of the movie.
Exactly.
So,
No, it wasn't. So, yeah.
I compare this to something that happened last year with Dark Phoenix. I think that movie had the blueprint to be something really cool, and then what's the common denominator here? It's fucking Disney. I think that Dark Phoenix had good plot lines that weren't 100% developed, and I think they broke off into something different than maybe necessarily the original director or writer didn't have in mind, and I think that has to do with Disney's influence. I don't know how much of it is Disney's influence, but I think it's compared to, like...
Sorry, I was about to sneeze.
I think that...
I thought you saw some shit. I was like,
so much of it... After seeing this fucking movie, we're seeing shit now. After seeing what, like how you said, the initial trailers and the initial idea for New Mutants, I think it was a completely different direction than what we got.
You think even after Dark Phoenix, you think they were going to still continue, even if it wasn't bought out?
Yeah, because New Mutants weren't necessarily connected to the...
Well, New Mutants, I think it was kind of connected.
I don't know, but I think...
They were like pointing at it like, oh shit, but I think it was.
Well,
because...
you're probably right.
What's her name? Ileana? The cool one?
Yeah.
What? Do you see her last name on the screen?
So before we get into the spoiler talk...
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard for me to not go straight.
We'll get into it in a second. For those that still, obviously may want to go see it, but was there any highlight or anything of the movie that stood out to you that you were like, you know what? At least I enjoyed this part.
I think so, but I think that's also spoiler
talk.
Spoiler
thing?
I mean, the nightmare sequences were pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a movie that has horror vibes to it, and dreams and kind of like fears and things are like something that come about. If you see the trailers, like it definitely has like
there's definitely that theme.
It almost is like what was that movie we saw last year?
Which one?
Not Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
That one.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It had a lot of cool concepts.
It had like cool concepts.
The Guillermo del Toro one.
I feel like this movie had a bit of a
mutant
vibe with
absolutely.
that, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, because it was kind of like it was rated PG-13. It wasn't really like
they couldn't go too far with it. Yeah.
But
I think like if this movie, like the concept of this movie could have been so cool if it was taken over by like an A24 or an Annapurna. You know what I mean? Like it's
that
kind
would
of
never happen.
Yeah, of course.
But
that
would actually.
But I think that's what not Sony. I think that's what Fox. I think that's what Fox was doing at the beginning, like trying to cater to more of that style than the normal.
You do bring up a great point because it almost. We see a version of like a darker superhero story with Brightburn.
Yeah.
And that obviously still not like, oh my God, this like an amazing movie.
I really enjoyed that
But
movie.
I really enjoyed it. And it was a different
You
experience.
didn't watch? Oh, you weren't with us. Oh, man. I really enjoyed that movie.
But it was one of those things where it was a different direction.
Different take on
different
it.
take
Yeah.
on it.
Now we got Morbius coming. And
But
Disney,
I don't think Sony.
I think Disney had a part of making Morbius.
I know, but it's a Sony property. It's Spider-Man.
That is true.
That's
The Morbius trailer looked really good.
Morbius looks good, but I don't know how far. How far they're gonna go.
it,
Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of safe to assume the best thing that I saw tonight was the Morbius trailer.
Oh well,
That trailer was pretty good.
Hypes you up.
they did show more of the Black Widow movie, and like
Black Widow movie.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good
That looked
movie. I
good too.
think it's gonna be really good.
Was this a good like jumping off point to like, oh, new movies coming out and also like getting you back into that
I think so.
cycle of like, oh, the next like superhero big tentpole movie?
I think for the
a nice
average
toe
movie,
dip.
I think for the average movie goer, no. But for us that go all the
us,
fucking time, no matter what, like yeah, I think it was. I had fun. I had fun watching the movie.
I enjoyed it.
Is it time? Is it time
All right.
for spoiler talk?
So, about 11 minutes into the pod.
If you
Spoiler.
haven't seen the
Warning.
movie,
If you have, we're gonna be doing this now. We're gonna be doing these movie talks, like right after watching movies.
is it after movie talk?
After movie talk.
Why didn't we say it at the beginning? Damn it! Well, we're saying it now.
I'm saying it now. But if you haven't seen this film and you wish to go see it, again, you have been warned. Don't turn off the podcast. I don't give a damn. You've been warned though.
Matter of fact, you've been warned. Put the podcast on mute. Let it go.
Mute, put on
Let
pause.
let it go.
We need the
We need the clicks,
we need
man.
the analytics. But yeah,
We need
you've
the
been
watch
warned.
time.
We need the
If you
watch
haven't
time,
seen
exactly.
New Mutants. Continue to watch this.
Continue to watch it.
Continue to watch this or listen because
Or if
we're
you
gonna
don't care.
we're gonna get into it.
Or if
We
you like this guy and don't
might-
care.
Honestly, we might get into it where you go, I might not even watch New Mutants. They told me everything I needed to know.
We might save you $12 a ticket or whatever amount of dollars a ticket is.
All
Are we ready to go?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to go.
Okay. The first thing I want to say: Spirit Bear,
Demon Bear.
Demon Spirit Bear.
Demon Bear.
That shit was fucking cool.
It was cool.
I'm sorry. That shit was
It was
fucking
really
cool.
So Demon Bear was really cool. I hate that they were just calling it Demon Bear. Like the writing in this movie, I was like, yo,
Yeah.
That was very
did you run this by anybody that went, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
Can we go a little bit
But
deeper though?
instead of going with that, I see what you're saying, that person went, you're saying it, we're going to keep it like that.
Yeah.
Because Demon Bear, I was like, can we call it anything
Can we
else?
give it a name?
All right, so first,
All right, should we go about what happened in the movie?
this movie, it starts off,
Just
the
Demon
lead
Bear.
character, she is of Native American descent.
Danny
And
Moonstar.
Danny,
Moonstar.
is it
Pretty-
Moonstar?
I'm pretty sure it's Moonstar.
Actually, she's like one of. I have like a comic book and she's in it.
Yeah, I think it's Moonstar.
Yeah,
if
it
I'm
is
not
Moonstar.
mistaken.
Cool character.
Yeah,
of
Native American,
descent.
which is awesome.
And the
Psychic
thing is,
abilities, kind of.
if you're going to do that, maybe ask somebody.
Yeah,
And be like, yo, do you guys have it? Like, we're making this movie. We're doing this stuff. Do you guys just call it Demon Bear?
is it?
We're
is-
making up a story about internally.
Is there a name for it?
Two bears that are at war with each other. And I
Yeah.
go, okay, cool.
Good way to start. Okay,
and then
where
they
we
go,
going?
One's a good bear, and the other one's a bugbear.
No, that's not what they said. That's not
Or a
that's-
bad bear.
There we go.
And then it's like, for me, I was like, yo, can we call this something else? Or is there any other way to like,
Yeah, it's
it
hard
felt
to.
a little vanilla.
Yeah, it's
But
hard to.
We didn't really know about the Demon Bear until like
I saw the
quarters-
three
no,
quarters of the
fuck that. I saw the Demon Bear coming a mile away.
Yeah, 100%.
Because once I was like, I was seeing, all right, so once we were, everybody in the movie, essentially, it's New Mutants, but we're essentially, as the movie goes along, seeing these powers of each individual
Yeah.
come about. They know what most of their powers are, but we don't see them until closer to like the halfway to the end point of the movie.
And Danny doesn't know what her
Danny
power
doesn't
is.
know what her power is.
Yeah.
And then as we start to see it, I go, oh, I understand. And then they keep talking about, this bear stuff. And then I go, oh,
Come on.
bear. And it's going to be a demon bear.
Yeah.
And that's what she calls it. And that's what they all call it. It's a demon bear.
Yeah.
It's a demon bear.
There was a lot of vagueness in the movie itself. I don't know if that was. I think that was part of it because them being New Mutants, this is all new to them, and they were supposed to be in the facility to learn, but even the doctor wasn't telling them shit.
All right, so I have another.
So maybe that's what it
is. This
is.
is gonna be just fucking ton of nitpicks. I don't give a shit.
Do it.
So all right, the movie starts off. There's a tragedy. Everybody in Danny's family is dead.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yeah, she's
exactly.
She's the last one left alive.
She's the last one left alive. Now, she wakes up and she's like, "Oh my god, where am I?" And the whole like first 15 minutes feels so uninspired because they were like, "Hey, you're in this place now for people that have powers," and then it's like, "Oh my god, my family's dead." She's like, "Yep, your family's dead." And then, like, you think I'm just telling it? You think I'm saying it like,
that's
how they said it. My family's dead. And she's like, oh my God. And then I can't leave here. She's like, nope. I'm a doctor.
Yeah, you killed your family.
That's a lot of hoops we had to jump through.
They contradicted themselves because in the beginning of the movie, she said, a tornado killed your family.
Yeah.
And then later on, she goes, you killed your family.
Well, I think...
Who did it?
I don't know if that was. I think that was an intentional contradiction.
It was probably an intentional contradiction, but it was like one of those things where I'm like, "Yeah, can we just play with this a little?"
The thing is, okay,
they could have played a little better. Yeah.
Okay, here's.
It was a rough start.
It was,
and then it got better.
I think because my knowledge of X-Men as a whole is vague, but I do have some knowledge about X-Men. I know X-Men at the very core of it when it first began. It was an allegory on being different, whether that was your skin color, your sexual preference, your gender, whatever the case may be. So a lot of the original X-Men stories were about how to deal with being different in the world. So I feel like the original writer had that intent with this. Now, it got muddied up throughout the whole filming process, but I can kind of see, throughout the film, she creates, the main character, Danny, creates a relationship with Rain, another female mutant that lives in the facility. They grow an attraction toward each other. And I think that's supposed to be one of the things that they're playing with, because there's all fucking innuendos and allegories about fucking being different or being gay or whatever the case may be. So I like that they tried to explore those themes in the movie. And I think that's in essence a lot of what X-Men really is, but it wasn't established as strong as I think that they wanted it to be. But I do appreciate that they tried to do that. They tried to do that in the film. Right. The fact that Danny is of Native American descent, and we've never really seen that in a Marvel film or any like superhero film. The last one we saw was fucking Slingshot from Suicide Squad, whose head got blown up within the first 15 minutes of the movie. Yeah, so
wasn't it Slipknot?
Whatever his name was. He was in the movie for 15 minutes, or I forgot what the fuck his name was.
He's dead.
He's dead. So I mean, I like that they tried to explore these themes in the film. I think that's what they were initially going for. Also with the horror aspect of it. And Rain's character, her being different, had to do with her religion and
religion and sexuality.
You know what I mean?
Thing. I feel like
so. I think they tried
there, and then they stripped some of it out.
Yeah, they just didn't connect with. Everyone had their own thing going, but you never connected to any character.
Yeah.
Everybody's story was pretty
they were all pretty devastating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I didn't get connected to any of them. I really didn't care about their backstory. Like Roberto.
Yeah, his backstory was
he started off like a fucking asshole. That's one problem I have with a lot of movies. Like if you're supposed to throughout the movie start off, hey, this character maybe he or she's a little rough around the edges, but you're gonna love him by the end of the movie. That doesn't mean you have to start out with them being a complete asshole.
He was a complete asshole.
She asked him if she was a nymphomaniac within the first 2 seconds of meeting this woman.
Yeah, and then kind of at the end, it was just like typical Disney comedy superhero writing, where I'm like, oh, now he's the funny guy.
Yeah.
And everybody else is a straight man. Okay.
No. I mean, and I feel like the part of the writing that was made
coolest
for character development, the fucking reason why they're in the facility in the first place, how devastating their path was to get there. Right. That was really cool.
Like the coolest, Ileana was like, what the fuck were those things, and what happened to her?
All right,
I want to know more about that.
The question is, what the fuck were those things? As I think the main point.
What the fuck were those things?
Yeah,
that is the best part of the movie. What the fuck were those things?
Yeah,
I want to know her backstory. Like, what happened to her?
I don't know.
Like they touched on some sort of childhood trauma, and it was creepy as shit.
But
I think it was Danny who was making it more exaggerated.
But that's what I'm saying. Right? But it was like interesting.
She's Russian.
Yes.
Who else is Russian in the X-Men?
Colossus.
That's his younger sister. That was his younger sister.
You're right.
Yeah, and look, her last name was Rasputin.
Yeah,
that's Colossus' last name.
You're right.
So like, I don't know if it's actually, but
I think it was like
they might not be related, but since they were in the same maybe they were in the same facility or same orphanage or something like that.
He's probably already working for the X-Men, but that won't make any sense. That's why I think this just takes on a whole separate universe.
Yeah. Well, are we talking about the Marvel universe, the Fox universe?
I'm talking the Fox universe.
So because Colossus exists in both. Both.
But they hit it in the movie.
That's right.
They showed footage of stuff we've seen in Logan.
Yeah.
Like straight from Logan. I was like, all right, cool. They had certain ideas that were going into this, but they were like pulling stuff from stuff we've seen before.
Yeah.
To be familiar with it, to get acquainted with certain characters, certain names, and then kind of trying to like throw us a curveball with what this whole facility is and things like that.
Yeah.
Like I felt like there were things that were happening. There was
I think from the very beginning,
threads that were started.
From the very beginning, they were like, "This is going to be Essex. This is." I don't think that was put in later or something. Now, did we see the Essex thing at the end of Days of Future Past? Is that where we saw it?
Well, we saw Sinister.
Like we saw his name.
Yeah,
it was Days of Future Past,
yes,
right?
Yeah,
because it was with Peter Dinklage's character. I forget his name. But it was at the end of the movie where he's like had a suitcase with the fucking Essex logo on it.
I'm saying they had something big planned for
So if we're connecting this to like the Fox X-Men universe before Dark Phoenix, this would be aligned with it. I mean, Logan, this would necessarily be a side story that it could fit in the whole universe. That makes sense.
So,
but I mean, another positive thing I'll say with the characters, their powers looked good.
Powers look good.
Like,
bro.
Now, how much money?
All the money
went into. But was that Disney money or was that Fox money?
I think that was Disney money.
That has to be Disney money, right?
So this is another thing I just noticed. So the movie had a total of 7 characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seven people. The entire movie.
Yeah.
Right. And then the rest was very much a visual experience. I think a lot was put into that. Like, a lot.
What do you mean?
Like, when Disney came in, I think if they were going to put some polish on it, that was where they were going to do their thing.
About making it
look good.
Whatever
else they cut, like, I was like, I don't know what they
cut. That makes sense, yeah.
I don't know what they did. You got a very limited roster of people. I think they were like, we're going to make it look good.
I still trying to think who was that. The what's his name? The guy from Stranger Things.
Heaton.
Who is he? Cannonball?
I'm pretty sure he's Cannonball. That's
why I didn't even know who he was.
Because Cannonball, if he's the character I think he is, Cannonball was the actual. He was the original person that caused Civil War in the Civil War comics. He's the one that, because he couldn't control his powers.
I never knew him or Rain.
Rain. I believe Rain is Wolfsbane, which is another character in the Marvel universe. The Wolf girl. I'm pretty sure that Wolfbane, Cannonball. I think the fire guy. I think he's Sunspot. But I'm not. There's a million X-Men characters. Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard to remember. But I'm pretty sure that he's Sunspot. Now the Ileana. I know I've seen her before. Magic. That's her name.
She's cool.
Yes.
Who's your favorite?
That's her name. Yeah. As far as the powers,
like power or performance.
Performance, I'd probably say.
I feel like Magic got a lot of screen time.
She did. Well, she's the biggest name. Even though Maisie Williams is in the. I think Anya Taylor-Joy. I think she's the biggest actor in the.
I think Maisie did really good.
I think she did really well.
Yeah.
It sucks that this movie couldn't come out earlier when like all the Game of Thrones hype was still. This movie could have made way more money. But I actually like Heaton's acting, Cannonball. I think he did. I think he did really well.
He was doing that accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think he had one of the most emotional parts.
Yeah.
To me, where I was like, oh shoot.
I think his nightmare scene was pretty cool too.
I think all of the nightmare scenes was good. We didn't get a nightmare scene for Roberto.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did in the pool. We saw his girlfriend.
Yeah, but like,
I mean,
every other scene like took place in the original. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
right.
True.
Oh, okay, I see what
you know what I mean. But we just saw
maybe
her.
In the pool.
Well,
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That I didn't give a crap about Roberto.
Nobody did.
I felt
so
I felt for his story.
So he got horny and then burned his girlfriend.
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn.
Well, that's the same thing. That's the same thing. Wait, but that's the same.
Guys,
that's the same backstory.
It was a metaphor.
Oh God. Oh, she burned him.
No, he gave her something.
I didn't think you were going there the whole time.
I thought it
Got a little hot and stuff starts burning.
I think
Woo.
And what was Roberto?
Now his girlfriend's like, yeah, I hate
was
you.
Brazilian.
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of shit
Had
going
the
down
accent,
in Brazil.
some muscles.
A lot of shit going down in Brazil.
He was rich.
He was rich.
A little money.
He was rich. But that's the thing. Like they didn't go.
It's the power.
He just said rich like 5 times throughout the movie. I'm rich. Okay, we get it, dude.
But I feel like the whole time he didn't expose what his powers was until like
The end.
Pretty much the end. But how do you go? How long is he there for? Where we just had to take this guy's word for it. Like, yeah, you're a mutant.
They
what do you do?
Actually, they were very vague on a lot of things.
Sent him there.
Yeah, that's fucked up. It's weird.
All right, well, we probably got to take a quick pause.
All right.
We come back.
Yeah. We got to take
and
a
then
pause.
we can go to town on couple of vagueness.
It's a lot. This movie was very vague.
Very vague on some of the details. Where I was like, "Excuse me."
We're gonna try to break it down right after this break.
Beep, beep, beep.
The New Mutants facility, whatever it was going to. So, in the beginning, Maisie Williams' character, she kind of tells, I'm forgetting names. Danny. She tells her, is like, oh, if you follow the rules, do all this stuff, you'll get out of here probably before any of us. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait, so were there other people here before?
Yeah, what were all those graves? Were the graves there before they got there?
There was like,
yeah, that's kind of.
It's implied that you can get out of here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I was like, it's a little weird. It reminded me of that Stephen King book I've been telling you about, The Institute.
Yes, yeah.
But in that one, there's like, they have children at a facility, and in essence, these children never do leave.
Yeah.
They essentially dispose of them after they use them for what their purposes are, but they move them from like stages within the facility.
Okay.
So this place is this huge thing, this huge
psych
ward thing, and I go, we only have a few people here. Was there anybody else here before?
And how come there's only one doctor?
And that was a big thing. I was like, there's one doctor. Period.
Where do they get food from? Does a truck come? Do they make their own food?
At one point, the kids are hanging out, and then they're like, "Yo, we want to hang out a little harder, so we're gonna drug the one doctor that's here." And then they kind of just do the same stuff they were doing before, but they just like
do it more rowdy. I guess.
And I was like,
"Underage, you're drinking underage."
They weren't drinking.
They were drinking beer, right?
Where did he get the beer?
I saw water.
I saw water.
Oh, I thought I saw beer.
I didn't see no damn beer.
Where did he get the beer?
I don't know.
It's okay.
There was like a lot of weird details where I go, yo, I know you don't have to answer these things, but it's world building.
Yeah.
Where you kind of give it a little something like would this actually work? Because Roberto, apparently his parents sent him there.
Yeah.
Well, Roberto cooks, remember? Because he's like, oh.
Where did they
like
get
his
the
cooking.
food?
Yeah, but Roberto's parents sent him there.
Yeah, that's true.
So what the fuck do his parents know?
Yeah.
Yo, how does a rich guy knows how to cook?
Well, if we're gonna take, that's the most unbelievable thing about the movie is that. I mean, if we're going off the idea that just like in the X-Men universe, like when people send their kids to the school,
Right.
to Xavier school, they just think it's a school because they don't know that they're mutants. You know what I mean?
I see what you mean.
That part is true.
So this might be something they considered if you want to get your child fixed. For,
Even at Xavier school, they'd be
mental
like,
issues
they
or-
kind of dress it up and be like, oh yeah, it's school, there's classes and stuff. And then
Yeah.
you kind of like, I'm sure you can contact the outside world.
No, but I think this is just like the shadier version where they know that their child is a mutant, but they're just sending them there.
So they're just sending them there?
Yeah, like
Okay.
just like how
That sounds like a villain universe.
in the original, in the original X-Men, I think it was X-Men 2,
I'd be
X-Men
pissed
3.
off if I was Roberto though, because it's like all these other mutants killed somebody, and Roberto.
So did he.
Yeah, but it was like, oh yeah, but my parents sent me here after this accident thing.
Well, I mean,
it was like,
but you could tell he feels an amazing amount of guilt. So that's why he's accepting being in there in the first place because he feels guilty that he killed his girlfriend.
I feel like
That would make sense to me.
Okay.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like Ileana's, she said she killed 18 men, and that's where you see those 18 things.
And that's why she's there.
Mm-hmm.
This girl killed the pastor or the whatever the guy.
Yeah.
She killed
Common
him.
denominator. They all
So
killed people.
they all killed people, and I feel like this is like I'm guessing like the Essex thing, just like how the Sentinels were like a government thing where we need to figure out
like government.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this is like the whole Essex.
It'd be kind of cool if we got a little something where it's like we got one doctor though.
Here's the thing. Okay,
You wanted like something outside.
I just wanted like
I think the
anything
original
that came before it.
Well, I think the original thing for this film, the whole beginning with her running from the bear and shit, I think that was shot afterward. I don't think that was originally in the movie.
I feel like that whole storyline was after the fact.
You might be right because I think this film initially was supposed to.
Yeah, because you don't
need that part.
I'm saying you only hear beginning and the end. They kind of connect if you think, but they never bring it up throughout the movie.
It's the whole necklace thing. That was the only thing.
I mean the necklace, but
there's like little things that tie it.
I think the original idea for this movie was them being in the institute had to feel really claustrophobic and really there was no essence of the outside world. I think that was necessarily the point of the film to feel disoriented, and all that shit. So I think when Marvel got into it, like they wanted to world build but didn't do it all the way. So if the movie would have started in the institute with them having no idea why the fuck they're there, or the common denominator is that they're mutants but they don't know what their powers are or how to control their powers, that could have been cool. But it was just too many.
I was just
Magic is like a really cool character.
She's awesome.
To me, I was like, at what point, like
I hated her character at the beginning. No, I
not-
fucking hated her writing.
her writing was
Her
her
writing
character
was
was
trash.
cool. Her writing was trash throughout.
Yeah,
honestly.
it was trash.
Her one-liners were not.
And the jumping of like, oh, I hate you, we fought, and then like 2 seconds later, oh, how you want to grab some water? It was weird. Like they was jumping so much that we couldn't get that character development. It was the points were there. It just
I just had moments where I was like, all right, this facility, it's a lockdown. You got these young mutants that have a hard time controlling their powers. At what point do one of them not try to like kill Reyes, who's the one doctor there?
you know what I mean?
And then it was like, oh, she seems pretty strong,
I think so. Yeah.
but at the same time, it was like,
Well, they trusted her at the beginning, like they didn't
so in the movie,
Some of them did.
certain things end up happening, and Reyes has to carry out some orders, right?
We don't have to be vague. We're
I'm
just
gonna-
spoiler talk.
I want to be a little vague on it. She has to carry out some orders.
Okay.
But I'm like, yo, you're this goddamn strong. Why can't you just stop people? Like, she got force field powers. Why don't you just use them?
But for what purpose exactly? Like,
suffocate her.
No, like, yo, like, all right. The second the kids were like, yo, we're on, like, things are happening.
we know shit's shady around
Why
here.
don't you sequester all these kids to their rooms and shit and like force them in there?
Yeah.
and
I don't
shit?
think she was that powerful as we thought, but
She did. She stopped
did
them
have
from being able to go outside and
she
shit
has a
like that.
force field around
She
the
has like
fucking
force fields around
university.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was a little weird that the perfect person to like lock down a facility was like, yeah, I can only lock down sort of all of this place.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Was part of what I guess the only rational thought that I can think of is maybe she was using most of her powers to keep the dome.
The thing is, I felt like
that could be. Yeah, I see.
Like she was using most of her
power
powers.
Dynamics in the movie were a little weird. Only having one person is what makes it weird for me.
I'm like, I agree.
This one person has to apparently be
get some guys in with the
has to apparently be strong enough to like for however X amount of time this facility has been going on and all these things have been happening.
It's fucking
holding it down by herself apparently.
She's a beast.
And then
I can't lie.
Somehow like without Danny even using her powers on Reyes, just loses control of everything.
I think,
and I was like, yeah,
you're right. Yeah,
like I was like, there was like weird shifts and stuff because I'm like, yo, something's missing here, and that's where I was like, yo, I feel like there was this facility or something. There was like people missing. Yeah, that kind of made this work.
I think it would have worked with the one doctor. It was way more secluded.
It's like, yes, you could have like a one doctor. But even like I said, that book, The Institute, there's like singular figures that are essentially feared. Yeah. But they do have people that have to like carry out day-to-day shit and like monitor stuff and just be around. And it was like, she didn't have any team of anything. And I'm like, yeah, this is...
like I said, I think it would work is if they were in their rooms for most of the time or they weren't able to explore as much. I think the idea of the seclusion and the claustrophobia could have worked with one doctor, but the world was so big that it was you're one dude, like you're one lady. I can fucking, you know what I mean? This guy's a cannonball. He can fucking go through you.
Like to me, I was just like, at what point do one of these kids lose control of their powers? Yeah. Like really lose control. And I was like,
at the beginning of the movie,
I think it happened, and then I was like,
"Okay." To set the tone at the beginning of the movie, there should have been a kid that tried to like leave or hurt Reyes, and then we never see him again.
That's what I was expecting. I wanted something that was like, yo, there's something to this place
to show the stakes.
It's kind of creepy, or this person's disappearing, or like,
fuck around, this won't happen to you.
I mean, she was kind of scared when she first received that message and she told him to go. I mean, I wonder why they have to like take him to the back. They had a body bag and there was like a bunch of slaps. How many people have they killed?
I don't know. That's the thing.
That's the thing. It was very
so like because it was very vague. Like how she said at the very end, it was just as much a test for her to see if she was able to do it. Right. Because the hardest thing, like she had made a connection to all these people in the facility. She
thinks so.
I mean,
of course.
Did it break through because Danny started seeing visions of
because she said it while she was doing it. She's like, "This is the test."
She was saying it.
This is the test for me.
She was saying it, but she was always this very cold character.
I think so, but I think she learned that like that's the way you have to be in order to deal in this facility. But I think at the end she did.
I think she actually did kind of feel bad.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. Because like she could have she could have just force filled her head off if she wanted to. Right. If she wanted to, like if she didn't really give a fuck about it. Mm-hmm. But she was trying to put her to sleep, like how she did the dog in the story that she said. So she was trying to be humane as much as she could, I guess.
Right. What we're talking about is essentially they had to kill Danny.
They had to kill Danny
because Danny was too strong.
Her powers are fucking OP, bro.
Her powers are OP.
Her powers are to manifest not only to make you see your deepest, darkest fears, but to manifest them in real life.
In the comics I read,
that's terrifying.
In the comics I read that she was given that power, like she wasn't born with it. But I mean, here is different.
So. Oh, interesting.
Well, she did have like telepathic powers.
Yeah, that was the thing.
But something happened. Power. She got infused with something that made her stronger.
Demon bear. Demon bear was real.
Demon blood made her. I don't know, but it was. I read something like that. That's how her power got stronger.
Definitely. Like I think
because in the comics, what's her name? Scarlet. Oh yeah, Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch. Yeah,
took her power away.
Well, Scarlet Witch took everybody's power away at one point. She's OP as fuck.
In the comics.
Yeah. I don't think people know how crazy the X-Men comics are. One day Scarlet Witch woke up and she was like, nobody has powers. And nobody had power. That's how fucking strong.
That is our reality today.
She has the ability to destroy Power Stone.
She is the daughter of Magneto.
Yeah.
Like she's strong as shit. They had to tone her down for the movies. Well, in Endgame, she almost
had to tone her down for the movie. They freaking completely nerfed her.
But when she went after Thanos, she was winning
for 2 seconds. But then Thanos,
he had
to do the rain fire. That's the only reason they got out of it. She was gonna fucking destroy the dude.
Thanos hit her with like the sick burn. Like Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm like,
no, I'm not like, but
That shit was tough.
You can see Thanos, he was surprised.
He was scared.
He was like,
yeah, for a second he was like, oh shit.
He was being held. He's like, she was gonna fucking kill him.
They almost let it happen, but then they were like, nah.
But then all that shit
Captain
now
Marvel needs to be stronger.
in the Marvel universe, which now these are technically connected. They said in association with Marvel, so
it's in association with Marvel, but so we don't know.
I just hope they do.
I don't know.
I hope they do something with these characters. I'm not. They can do, but
I don't know.
They got really. Liana's cool as fuck.
Because
I hope they didn't throw.
We don't know what the timelines would be.
Yeah, we don't know what's X-Men now. Like what's Mutant now? Does Mutant exist in the Marvel universe? Like there's a whole bunch of shit that's going to be happening.
They made it very clear that mutants, specifically,
Eternals are going to be huge. Like.
Yeah,
what's going to be the biggest thing for next phase?
But I think Eternals is not going to have anything to do with what's something on Earth because they're fucking cosmic shit. That's space shit.
But they're going to be the big for the next phase. I think they're going to be
for the amount of actors they have in that movie and the fucking
ripped
fucking Chameleon
Johnny got.
Bro, he got fucking
yo.
It's so cool to hear his story. He was like, I would have never gotten here without Disney helping me. This is impossible.
Yes,
I was like,
Disney has all the money.
Disney can make you do anything. If they want to.
They got a lot of resources.
I'm so happy they got him for like.
He's awesome.
He's really good.
I mean, the fact that this guy Rob Stark, I always forget his fucking name.
I don't remember his name. The guy who is Rob Stark in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's gonna. That's gonna kill me. I'm not gonna remember his name.
Oh,
but Angelina Jolie is fucking in the movie.
Put Game of Thrones characters in all movies.
Game of Thrones.
Fucking Brian Tyree Henry's in the movie.
I can't wait.
He's gonna be that dude. I forgot his name.
I don't know what any of the characters are. I know he's gonna be. No, Black Knight is.
I think he's gonna be the.
Wait, Kit Harington. Kit Harington's not in Eternals, is he?
I don't think so.
Is Kit Harington in Eternals? You don't know who the fuck Kit Harington is, you piece of shit. Jon Snow. I think he's black. I think he's. I think he's not. I think he's Black Knight or something. I forget his name. Eternals is coming out, so whatever.
So you know it's not called the Eternals anymore.
Yeah, they took out the "the" now it's just Eternals. They had to make a whole fucking deal about it. Like, oh, we took the "the" out. Oh, whatever. Shut up.
I wonder why. I wonder what was the issue about taking out the?
They just wanted to have something in the headlines.
Oh, because they don't want like the Avengers.
So they did all that.
That can't be it.
The Avengers.
There can only be one "the" and it's in front of the Avengers.
No, it can't. That can't be
I have one more nitpick.
Okay,
just one.
Go for it.
At the very end of the movie, right? All the characters have that one super cliche moment where they go. Danny goes, "I'm so happy you guys helped me like control my powers," and then they literally went, "No, Danny,
we didn't do shit. We tried."
No. They went, "No, Danny, you helped us." And I was like,
I was expecting like the "Don't you forget about me."
And then I was like, yo, what the? Like, I was like, y'all really? Like, I was like, yes, that is exactly what happened throughout the movie. But did they have to all look at each other as like the very end where all this shit fucking storm happened and they went through all this traumatic shit.
Died.
No, they all confronted all of their traumas together, and then a person died, and then they all look at each other at the end and they're sitting down on rubble and like smile and go, "No, Danny, you helped us." And then I'm like, yeah.
Remember how we used to do the?
Not even like 30 seconds later, it's like that's the end of the movie.
Yeah. Remember how we used to do the? Yeah.
That was exactly the move. It was like, hey man. Yeah.
Thanks. Hey.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's a Disney movie.
I almost fucking kill you guys, but yeah.
You made my actual fears come to life and tried to kill me.
I would have totally even been better if she was like, "Thank you guys for helping me like confront my powers," and then if like Roberto's character would have been like, "No, Danny, it was in here all along." And then cut to the credits.
Now
that would have been like as good as what they did.
How come we never saw the doctor's fears? Like
I was wondering that.
Like we never saw her fear.
I only can assume that she was possibly strong enough mentally to withstand.
Gotcha. That's what I took.
But again, that's one of the things where I'm like, at what point do we not ask the question, why aren't we seeing this?
Well, the thing is, when they figure out Danny's powers, like I don't think Danny even realizes what her powers
but that's the
were.
thing. They were so afraid that Danny was so strong. And I was like, why isn't Dr. Reyes so susceptible to this at all? Okay. And then I was like, oh, it's because this Reyes character probably didn't have that much stuff in the script.
Probably not.
That they put in. And they were like, yeah, we spent all this money on everybody else's shit.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't come up with anything for this.
Yeah,
so we're not going to even touch it.
There should
have been a point in the movie where the kids figure out what Danny's power is, and then Danny's like, well, I want to get out of here. I should try to use this on Reyes. And then you figure out Reyes is mentally strong enough to not be susceptible to her powers.
I mean, that
should have been in the movie.
What she does is kind of tell it, right? Like what the doctor does?
No, the doctor just force fields.
Force fields?
Yeah.
That's it.
Force fields and being a physician.
She's a doctor.
She was a doctor.
No.
Did she mention she was a doctor? Did we mention that she was a doctor? Because I think they mentioned it a few times in the film that she was a doctor.
So
yeah, that's the thing they didn't go into.
She's a doctor that somehow is capable.
But yeah,
supposed to run a whole facility of these children, but somehow let her drink get spiked.
Yeah, what's that about? I don't know.
Remember, she can travel space and time. She can go anywhere.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Liana can just.
So they didn't account for that.
I guess
at any point in the movie.
I guess not. And how come her going into that limbo world? How come she couldn't get out of the dome? How couldn't she do a portal like from one side of the dome and then the portal outside the dome? Like are her force fields that strong that she can block a magic portal?
I mean, you saw Cannibal trying to go through it. He was almost going.
Yeah, but Cannibal's not magic.
Yeah,
like magic is magic. She can do a magic portal.
These are great questions.
Okay, here's a better question. Out of all the characters in the film, whose powers would you want to have?
Ileana.
Oh shoot!
You want me to have magic powers?
Yeah. Ileana, I want to travel space and time. And dude, she can fucking.
And that little dragon
armor.
and fucking
dragon thing was cool.
Dragon locket. It's cool.
I mean, after I saw it, I'm like, oh, it makes sense why she always carrying
the puppet thing. That makes sense. Yeah,
that was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that.
I think as soon as I saw the dragon, I was like, oh, I know what this character is, but I can't remember her fucking name. I don't want to have Sunspot's powers because I don't want to burn people.
You can't do shit unless you're out.
When you think about it, his story is the exact story as Rogue. Like I was getting intimate with somebody and then I fucking killed them. So I mean, it's the same kind of thing.
I'm trying to think.
I just hope we see more.
Would
of
you
these
want Danny's powers?
I
I wouldn't want Danny's powers. That's too scary. I don't know.
Danny,
I have some weird dreams.
I wonder if she.
But your dreams, I don't think matter. If you can control.
Right now, she's young. She can't.
Yeah, but I'm just like, yo, if that shit happened in real life, yeah, I'll be like.
I'm trying to think what my biggest fear would be.
Y'all would hate that shit.
But I don't know.
Because I have some weird ass dreams.
She is OP. I can see in the movie why they wanted to kill her because she is fucking OP.
Yeah.
Her powers are strong as shit. Can you imagine if she got in the headspace of anybody that's stronger than her?
I'm not gonna lie.
She got into fucking.
I could already have Danny's powers. I'm just saying. I had a dream about like this crazy ass Trump rally, and I'm like, could be real.
I hate it.
Sorry,
I hate it.
No, but
what about Cannonball? Cannonball's cool.
Cannonball, his powers looked cool.
Yeah,
it just looked really painful.
I think if you can control it.
He was hurt all the time.
Like if you know how to land, learn how to land.
I think physically, like I was like, did he not get like a physical like bump? Like it was just like I can move really fast, but it's like actual physics where it's like I hit this wall and now my arm's broken.
That shit hurt.
And I'm like, damn, that shit looked like it hurt.
Fucking black eye, everything.
But he gave himself a black eye, I think.
Yeah, he hits
that was kind of cool.
There's a whole.
You do it with just his fist.
Yeah, I mean, Cannonball's cool. I like if it is Cannonball, we're saying it's Cannonball.
No,
I'm pretty sure it's Cannonball. I'm pretty sure.
It up afterwards. We didn't even look it up.
We didn't look up shit. This is After Movie Podcast.
After movie podcast.
After movie podcast.
After movie
podcast. Movie podcast.
But I went in. I went in with low expectations. I came out happy. I mean, it wasn't like the best movie, but we haven't been to the movies in like.
I had fun.
Would you recommend this? Would you recommend somebody to go watch this movie?
This is what I recommend. Wait until it comes out on Disney Plus if it does.
I would recommend if you want to watch this movie, put it on your iPhone while you're at a birthday party at Applebee's or Chili's. Watch it while you're having a dinner with a bunch of people, maybe out at the club or something or a bar. You can watch it there. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy it because every time you look down, it's nice flashy colors, and then you don't have to listen to the dialogue.
It's one of those movies that you can just put in the background and you can tune in and it's like, oh, that's what's going on. But you really don't have. You just can tune in back in out. Like you know what's going on.
Like it to me. If you want to sit down and watch it,
like
probably not going to enjoy it as much.
Do you think that you don't think the CGI is good enough to go?
No, the CGI.
No, it was good. It was good. I think it was really good.
I think people will go to enjoy this movie. And
it was better CGI than Deadpool 2, it didn't have a lot of CGI, but I feel like
they had Juggernaut.
I know, but it looked. I feel like it looked better. It looked better than Deadpool.
And they had the fucking Fire Kid.
That's what I'm saying. But like, I feel like the CGI looked better than Deadpool 2.
No, you're right. No, yeah, you're right. But I think it was scary in some really good parts. The CGI was good enough in some good parts, and the average moviegoer is not going to care about the nuances that we're talking about.
And I don't even think this movie's going to go nowhere. Like I don't know.
There was more people in that theater than I expected.
Me too. Maybe because there haven't been movies in a long ass time.
I think there was more people in the theater than I expected.
There's high flop potential for this right now.
What was the budget? I didn't look it up.
There's not going to be.
They reshot it like
there's not going to be an accurate portrayal.
They shot 2 movies technically.
There's not going to be an accurate saying of how much money was put into it.
But it's not going to make it. Might be lucky to break even, but it's not gonna make their money.
What they needed to make their money back after all this crazy shit, they needed an after credit scene, which we didn't get.
So no after credits.
I read it was cut last second because
and they
didn't want anybody to. They didn't want to initiate there was gonna be a sequel, so that's why they cut it.
No shit.
Right, but
the movie kind of let on. That's like
even the ending, but
we keep seeing nods to Mr. Sinister. And we need him already.
I needed a silhouette or something.
We need something. We keep seeing his name and his company.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think is Disney gonna do something.
They need to. Even if it has nothing to do with this movie,
Disney needs
Sinister.
a new big bad, and Sinister could be that guy if they would get out of it. Like let it happen.
I don't think Sinister's big enough.
I think it'd be a fun
for the entire Marvel universe. He's not.
No, but like
big enough.
I want to see
they build up the
next
thing because
he's Loki. He could be like Loki.
That's the thing. They
always around, always fucking.
They haven't started building towards like the next thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you can't follow like the whole Thanos formula like
again
beat for beat again.
Yeah,
it would be a little rough where you go, okay, we're gonna see him whatever this is, and it's gonna be like 15 movies later.
Yeah,
so you're gonna need somebody to kind of have a little some going. I think
a
little crescendo for a moment there.
With all of the acquisition of Fox that Disney now has, like they have access to some really good villains. So instead of doing the whole big bad here over again, I need to see Doctor Doom done right. Damn it!
I want to see Galactus.
That was a lot of D's.
I want to see Doctor Doom done. I said it wrong.
Doctor
Doom done.
Doctor Doom.
Doug Dimmadome done right.
Dimmadome.
Doctor Doug Dimmadome.
I want to see Galactus, Silver Surfer.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimmadome Dimmadome. I'm the Doctor Doom.
Doug Dimmadome.
Doctor Doom has been growing twice. And I'm tired of it.
I'm tired. I want to see.
He's the greatest villain in like comic book history.
And for a second, I was like, greatest villain. I'm like,
no, like in comic book history, like
Doug Dimmadome is a pretty good villain, though.
Doctor Doom is like one of my favorite villains. Saying
yes, I want to see Doctor Doom, Sinister, Mephisto. Fucking, they fucked up Dormammu.
Yeah, they fucked up Dormammu.
I want to see
Dormammu.
They have all of these. They have the access to all these. Really
you think
good
they fucked up Dormammu? You think they can do Galactus right? I think they'll do.
They can fix Dormammu. Just make him a fucking dude.
I don't think that was actual Dormammu.
Then what the hell was it?
I mean, it was but I don't think that was
the same fucking thing that people were clowning Fantastic Four about with Galactus, the fucking Galactus cloud. That's the same thing that happened with fucking Dormammu.
Don't bring that back up.
It was because I don't hate that movie.
I was in my brain till now.
I don't fucking hate that movie, but if you like Dormammu, if you have no problem with fucking Dormammu, but then you shouldn't have a fucking problem with Galactus. It's the same fucking thing. This one just looked better because it was more colorful or whatever. Right. It's the same thing. So they fucked up Dormammu, so they can fix it. Just make
it was a memorable scene because how he was defeated, so people
which is fucking bullshit.
But that movie's
so fucking anticlimactic. I fucking hate it. You ruined Mads Mikkelsen. Fucking what the fuck is his name? Matt Mikkelsen. He's fucking awesome. He was He was a second-rate fucking villain in the movie. Fucking Chichewa Ejiofor. Where the fuck did you go, Baron Mordo? We haven't seen him since. They fucked up Dormammu. We said this last week. All the fucking people that said that Doctor Strange was like Inception about how the fucking they made the fucking worlds collide or whatever. Inception is better. Inception is fucking better.
I mean, yeah, story's way better.
And no, how it looked, it's fucking better.
Oh, I got you.
Everybody's like, holy shit, look at this. And I go,
but
great Final Cut plug-in, guys.
The thing about what people like about it was just how they used the fighting style in that style. I liked it. It was cool. Like it's never seen before.
Bleh.
But I mean, we're getting the new Doctor Strange, and I heard there's a rumor that Morbius is all going to be connected.
Sure, it's now, but this one's made by Sam Raimi, who knows how to fucking do superhero movies. It's going to be a scary. I think it's the something of madness.
It's a horror aspect. They said horror aspect.
Multiverse of Madness or something like that. It's gonna be better.
Darkness something.
Whatever the hell it is, it's gonna be better than the original fucking Doctor Strange. But yeah, I don't hate that movie, but people put that movie on such a high pedestal, and I don't put it that fucking high comparatively speaking. But that movie's better than New Mutants. I will say that.
Yes, that is true.
I think as a last beat to go out on, I think we already did the recommendations. So would you want to see a part 2?
No. That's the thing.
No,
I don't want to see a part 2, but I do want to see Leona again. I'm bringing Leona back.
You would want to see the characters in a different.
Exactly. I don't want to see a movie, but if they pop up in like
I want to see more X-Men stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
X-Men related, X-Men adjacent.
We don't know if any X-Men thing is coming out until like 2024 because they haven't announced anything about it.
I don't know. So supposedly there's going to be a whole like paradigm shift in the universe with the Eternals. They're going to change a whole bunch of shit. They're going to change the universe.
They're saying there's probably possibilities of like bringing Tony Stark back because of shit.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Tony Stark, come back. Love you. Love you 3000.
We love you 3000. We love you, Chadwick Boseman.
Man. Wakanda forever, man.
Wakanda forever. Damn. We're going to end this pod on that. I think we should end with like a couple seconds of silence for Chadwick Boseman. Cool.
Good with that.
That's good.
All right.
And arrest the murderers of Breonna Taylor. So,
Have a good night.
Important.